Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we need to talk about this. What in the world? They just took away, 2K just took away Lethal 2K's Dwight Howard snipe. They canceled his buy for 100K. They said themselves explicitly in their Discord before the game came out that sniping was going to be allowed and that this pending system was not intended to take away from sniping. I haven't seen this happen yet this year, so I'm hoping it was somehow a mistake, and I'm hoping it gets fixed. But this is not acceptable, and this is not okay, and this needs to be talked about right now. No, we cannot have this. I'm making a separate rant video that will likely go live either later today or tomorrow, just because I haven't in like a week, and I think there's some good things to complain about from today's drop, and that I'll talk about that later. But that's not... this is something that needs to be addressed immediately. This cannot happen. No chance. They bring back an auction house, and one of the best ways for many people to make MT is sniping. It is one of the ways that people make MT in the auction house, and it is not Lethal's fault or anybody else's fault who snipes a card that is going for a significantly higher value than what you buy them for. If you snipe a pink diamond LeBron James for 2,000 MT, you should get that card and get that profit. I don't care how much profit that makes you. You should be able to snipe. If you get lucky and you get a good snipe, you should be able to make that MT. This is completely unacceptable. Plain and simple. You don't have to like the pack odds. I don't like the lack of budget cards in today's drop. I have some things that I'm not thrilled about with 2K right now, and some things that are taking away from an experience that I otherwise don't think is all that awful. Like, I don't love this game right now, but I don't despise it either. But this is bad. This is really, really bad. And this is not something that can continue. If this is going to be a thing this year, no, this ruins the auction house. It takes away the auction house because this is them controlling the auction house and basically putting price floors on cards and saying, no, you screwed. You can't snipe a card. You're not allowed to make MT from the auction house. You have to buy the card for what we say that card is worth or what we determine that card is worth. And otherwise, you can't buy that card. We're not doing that. We can't do that. That's not going to work. That is crossing a line, and it is also in blatant violation of what they told us that was going to happen this year with sniping. This needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed quickly. Lethal should get some sort of compensation for that, and I would love to know, by the way, if this has happened to you, please leave a comment. Let me know. DM me on Twitter if you have proof of this happening to you, because if this is something that is happening, and not just a mistake here, because this is the first time I've seen it personally, if this is something that is happening, though, this is a huge issue. Now, I've sniped a little bit this year. I've made a little bit of MT from sniping, but I don't even think like this is that insane of a snipe. Like, I think Dwight's going to be more than 100K, no doubt, but I don't think this is a humongous snipe. I don't understand why this would get canceled. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I'm honestly wondering if it was some sort of mistake, but the fact that it says canceled is like, that's not okay. This is not okay, and this cannot stand. Plain and simple, they need to fix this, and they need to fix this quickly. Otherwise, we are really done for. And here's the thing. I think that 2K25 to this point is an improvement over 2K24. The gameplay is not perfect. It's not very competitive, but it is, in some ways, relatively fun. The game itself is not the most rewarding it's ever been, and it needs more budget cards, for sure, but there are things about it that I do like. I've actually been, for whatever reason, enjoying my team for the most part, but this cannot stand. This will take away, this is worse than anything else that's going on right now, in my opinion. I think this is basically entirely unacceptable if this is the way that my team is going to be this year, and this cannot be a thing that continues. So fingers crossed they change this, and they change it quickly, because if they don't, we are in trouble, and it ruins the auction house. And if that's the case, well, we might as well stop playing my team, to be completely honest. At that point is the honest truth, because if they're just going to try every single possible avenue to screw their community, in fact, even taking away the possibility of sniping now, that's not acceptable, plain and simple, and that just will not work. We cannot have that as the system that we are playing with right now. And I have other issues that I'm going to talk about in a video later today or tomorrow, and I'm going to go more in depth in those issues with things that are happening in the game. But I thought this deserved my immediate attention, and I think deserves, in general, our immediate attention as a community, because this cannot stand. This cannot continue. This is not acceptable, and I am really crossing my fingers and hoping this is not something that is going to continue, and I'm hoping that it's something that gets fixed and changed quickly. Because, I mean, Lethal should get a free Dwight Howard granted to his account, a sellable Dwight Howard, if not more. Like, he needs compensation. This is not, This is not exceptional. And I understand 2K does not really care about their consumer. They're a business and they're trying to make money, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that 2K cares, but they also cannot be actively screwing their consumer. That is not something we can do. And so I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping this gets changed, and this gets changed quickly, basically, is what I'm saying. So with that being said, I just want to make a quick video talking about this because I am exasperated, and this is more than exasperating. This is just plain and simple unacceptable. So I am really interested to see that he has this is his last tweet. He hasn't tweeted any sort of update. It's gonna be interesting to follow to see whether or not this winds up being something that continues, because interesting. I don't know. I think DBG's got some really good points on this game. I know he doesn't play the game anymore, but I think he's really got some good points on this game, and it's pretty anti-consumer, and I feel like it's getting more anti-consumer. Stuff like this is very indicative of a game that is continuing to get more anti-consumer, and we need a game that, I'm not expecting it to be a game that is pro-consumer. Those days are dead and gone, but it can't be anti-consumer, because I don't know. You can't play the game if that's how it's going to be completely honest. They didn't take away his sell for Chris Paul. There aren't any buyout Chris Pauls in the auction house right now. He sold his Chris Paul for $100K. They didn't take that away. I don't know. I'm not totally sure what's going on here, to be completely honest. I'm a little baffled, and I'm certainly exasperated, and I definitely think this is something that needed to be brought attention to, and brought attention to quickly, because this is not acceptable at all, and if it continues, it will ruin the auction house in a lot of ways, because they cannot control the auction house like this. It's just not going to work. The whole point of the auction house is that it creates a level of freedom for the player base. And yes, top tier cards are unattainable from the auction house right now. I know they are, but this is a different level. This is completely inaccessible and completely unacceptable, I should say, not unaccessible. I don't know. There are things I'm enjoying about my team, but if they continue to do stuff like this, there's going to be less and less. Let's just put it that way. So, hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.